What's the loudest pet you can get? Obviously, it's a trumpet. Uh, okay, let's do it. New topic, guys. We're doing data analysis. So it's all things statistics. This first kind of batch of videos is going to talk about the boring stuff and about collecting and classifying. So there's different ways to collect and classify data. We're going to cover all those in the upcoming videos. But yeah, let's talk about collecting and classifying data. Look, it's about collecting facts or information. And the way that we do this is you can count, you can measure, you can ask, survey, that kind of stuff. Now, the first part here is probably the most used part, I think, in the HSC. It's talking about classifying data. Comes up in multiple choice quite a lot. Now, I know this looks full on, but I'm going to break it down. Okay. Now, I think we can fit this in one page. I'm hoping this will be my thumbnail. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. Data. Whenever you collect data, there's always going to be two types of data that you can collect. As you can see on the left, the big two main categories is it's either categorical or it's numerical. Okay, so categorical just means it's qualitative. It's kind of like if they answer in full sentences. They I don't know. It's about asking about the quality of something. But usually the easiest way to find out if something is categorical is if you can kind of split the data into groups and categories. Okay. Now, if I go numerical is a little bit, it probably makes more sense. It's quantitative, which means it's got everything to do with numbers. It's counted and measured. If your number is, let's say, if I ask you a question and the answer is a number, then it's numerical. But if I ask you a question and the answer is not a number, most likely it's categorical. Now, we'll talk about a couple of important ones, but let's talk about categorical. If you take categorical down, there's two different types. There's ordinal and there's nominal. Okay, so if something is ordinal, it means that it has an inherent order or it has an order. For example, just like if you see on a survey, it's just like rate your customer service. Was it poor, satisfactory, good, or excellent? There's definitely an order to that. And then even when it comes to stars, this is categorical. Okay, that's probably the biggest thing I'll say. If it's a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star rating, technically those are categories, even though you're thinking in your mind, it's just like, yeah, but you're counting how many stars, that's numerical. But in this particular case, if we're talking about ratings, those are ordinal and categorical. Okay, now the opposite of ordinal is nominal, which means there's no order. So for example, what's your favorite brand? What's your favorite color? Those kinds of questions are not numerical, they're categorical, and they don't have any intrinsic order. Okay, now numerical, again, like as I said, numbers. Okay, now there's two main types of numbers that you can collect from people. One is discrete, one is continuous. Discrete means that it's counted. In other words, they are whole numbers. How many pets do you have? Or, how many siblings do you have? How many people live in your household? That is a discrete, those are discrete datas. They're kind of just, it's like nice whole numbers, integer numbers. Okay, now continuous, these are things that can be measured. And the example here I'll give is it can be things like height and weight, because those things can have decimal places. I can be 15.5, I don't know, shoe size. I don't even know. Let's say if I'm talking about height, probably I'd say I'm like 173.5 or something like that. Because there is decimals involved, that's what we call a new continuous piece of data. Okay, so you can have fractions, you can have decimals. That is an example of continuous data. Okay, so whole number is discrete, fractions, decimals, continuous. Okay, that's that. Remember how these work. So quick little question. If I ask you the question, how many goals were scored or number of goals, what would you say? What type of data is that? That's definitely numerical, because I'm going to answer with, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then because it's a number, it's counted, I'd say it's discrete. There you go. If I'm talking about how many cars were counted and like name the colors, So you sit in a car park and you count how many colors of each car, or how many of each color the car is. You're surveying what color all the cars are. Now, this is definitely categorical because I want to find the color of the car. It's categorical and it's what would say nominal because there's no inherent order to colors. Hopefully that makes sense. You'll be tested on this in your HSC. Please make sure you know all these definitions. All right, catch you in the next one. Bye.